All right, so you're thinking about maybe calling up critter wranglers for some help around the house.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
And it seems like they've got quite a reputation in Knoxville.
They do. They certainly do.
Yeah.
Just looking at their website, it's award after award.
Oh, wow.
Knox Star's Best Pest Control Company 5 years in a row.
5 years in a row.
Best Overall Customer Service from the Secret City Awards.
Wow.
A next-door neighborhood fave.
It's
So 5 years straight. That's pretty impressive.
It is.
Makes you wonder what they're doing. That's got everyone so happy.
Yeah, it's not just tea about getting rid of bugs, is it?
No.
They seem to handle a whole range of critters, from insects to raccoons and squirrels.
Oh, wow.
Maybe people like having that one-stop shop for whatever invades their home.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Plus, they mentioned being family-oriented a lot.
Right.
Safe methods protecting families and pets.
Mm.
Makes them sound less like exterminators and more like, well, critter wranglers, right?
There's something to that.
Like, they're respectfully relocating these creatures rather than just wiping them out.
Right.
And that might be why they snagged a Best Handyman Service Award from Knox Stars specifically for their wildlife exclusion work, keeping critters OUT rather than just dealing with them once they're proactive, you know?
Clever.
Yeah.
So they've got the skills, and looking at the reviews, people seem to love their service.
Mm-hmm.
Outstanding, great guys, top-notch company.
Yeah.
That's straight from their website.
Which makes sense when you consider that Best Overall Customer Service Award they won.
Right.
It's one thing to get the job done. It's another to make people feel good about the whole process.
Yeah.
That's probably a big part of why they're a top-rated local pest control service, too.
Makes sense.
Positive online reviews are gold these days.
They are.
Yeah.
Okay, so far we've got range of services, a customer-focused approach,
Mm-hmm.
and a name that suggests they're not just about spraying poison everywhere.
Right.
What else makes Critter Wranglers stand out?
Well, they offer a ton of flexibility.
Oh.
Monthly, quarterly, yearly service, even one-time visits.
Oh, wow.
Plus, they've got this exterior-only option that seems popular.
Interesting.
Maybe for people with sensitivities or busy lives who don't want technicians constantly inside their homes.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So they adapt to your needs, not the other way around.
Exactly.
Not just, here's the package, take it or leave it.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
they've been serving Knoxville for a while now.
Right.
So they must have a good grasp on the local pest challenges.
Oh, for sure.
Not every region is the same, right?
True. So you're not just getting a company, you're getting local experts.
Mm-hmm.
What's fascinating to me is they don't just focus on eliminating pests.
Right.
They try to prevent them altogether.
Yeah.
Animal proofing, identifying the root causes, that kind of thing.
That's a big one.
Yeah,
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it makes them more like trusted advisors.
I see.
They're not just there for the quick fix. They're invested in helping you avoid problems down the line.
That's great.
Yeah.
So Critter Wranglers is a local company, highly rated, and they take a personalized approach to pest control.
Mm-hmm.
They also seem to genuinely care about their customers and preventing future issues.
Yeah.
Anything else we should highlight before we move on?
What stands out to you from everything we've covered so far?
Well, what really intrigues me is how they manage to be so successful while going beyond just squashing bugs.
Right.
It's like they've cracked the code on building trust, providing excellent service,
Mm-hmm.
and becoming a valued resource for the community,
Ah,
all while getting rid of those pesky ants, of course.
excellent point.
Yeah.
And that raises an important question for you, our listener.
Okay.
Does this approach of going above and beyond resonate with what you're looking for in a service provider?
That's a great question to ponder.
Right.
We'll delve deeper into Critter Wranglers' services and hear from their customers next.
That's good.
Stay with us.
Okay.
Okay, so we've established that Critter Wranglers has this great reputation and a pretty unique philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get down to like the brass tacks.
Sure.
What kind of services are we actually talking about?
Right. Well, their website breaks down pretty clearly.
Okay.
They've got your standard pest control services.
Okay.
Think, ants, spiders, roaches, fleas, mice.
Right. The usual suspects.
Yeah, the usual suspect.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is they offer different service frequencies to fit your needs.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So they've got monthly, quarterly, yearly, even one-time visits.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like a one-size-fits-all.
Exactly. You can choose what makes sense for your situation and your budget.
That's good.
Yeah. And if you're really looking for a targeted approach, they've got that exterior-only service we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Imagine, creating a protective barrier around your home without having anyone come inside.
That's pretty cool, especially if you're sensitive to pesticides or have little ones crawling around.
Right.
But would that really be enough to, like, keep the critters out?
Well, it seems to work for a lot of people. And Critter Wranglers is very clear that they use the safest pesticides possible regardless of the service you choose. Plus, they'll come back and treat the interior if something does manage to sneak in.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah,
So it's like a customized defense system for your home.
exactly.
But, let's be real. Sometimes you need more than just a preventative barrier.
Mm-hmm.
What about those situations where you've already got, like, a full-blown critter invasion?
Right. Well, they've got you covered there, too.
Okay.
They offer interior and exterior treatments for those tougher infestations,
Right.
especially for things like German cockroaches or brown-banded roaches.
Got it.
But they emphasize that they only use these methods when absolutely necessary and always with extreme care.
So it's about finding that balance between effectiveness and safety.
Precisely. They're not just throwing chemicals around haphazardly.
Right.
They're taking a targeted and strategic approach, aiming to minimize pesticide use while still getting the job done.
And remember, they're not just bug exterminators.
Right.
They handle all sorts of wildlife, too.
It's true.
Raccoons in the attic,
Mm-hmm.
squirrels in the chimney critter, wranglers to the rescue.
That's where that Best Handyman Service Award comes in.
Oh, right.
They're experts at wildlife exclusion,
Okay.
which means they can seal up those entry points and prevent critters from getting in the first place.
So they're not just removing them.
Right. It's a more permanent solution that goes beyond just trapping and removing.
It's like they're playing a game of chess with the critters always thinking a few steps ahead.
Exactly.
But let's shift gears for a moment and talk about their customer service.
Okay.
We know they've won awards for it.
Mm-hmm.
But what does that actually look like in practice?
Well, their website highlights a few key things.
Okay.
First, they're a local family-owned and operated business.
Oh, okay.
That means they have deep roots in the community and a vested interest in doing right by their neighbors.
That's a big deal.
It is.
It's not some faceless corporation.
Yeah.
It's people you might see at the grocery store or your kid's soccer game.
Exactly. And they're upfront about their values.
Okay.
Honesty, integrity, and excellence.
I like it.
It's like
yeah,
they're saying, hey, we're not just here to make a quick buck. We're here to build trust and relationships.
that's great.
Yeah.
They also mentioned being licensed, certified, and fully bonded, which is always reassuring.
Absolutely.
Plus, they emphasize being responsive, reliable, and professional.
Mm,
All the things you want in someone you're letting into your home.
absolutely. And they don't stop there.
Okay.
They also talk about using humane and eco-friendly methods whenever possible.
Oh, wow.
It goes back to that Critter Wranglers philosophy of respecting the animals and minimizing their impact on the environment.
It all ties together.
It does.
And get this, they say their technicians are always on call to assist you.
Wow.
Talk about dedication.
That's impressive.
It's like having a personal critter-busting hotline.
It really shows they're invested in their customers' peace of mind.
For sure.
And here's something else that caught my eye.
Okay.
They're committed to giving back to the community.
How so?
They provide a bunch of free online resources to help people prevent pest problems in the first place.
Oh, cool.
Articles, tips, even guides on identifying different critters.
That's awesome.
It's like they're saying, we're not just here to treat your problems,
Yeah.
we're here to empower you to avoid them altogether.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So they're not just a pest control company. They're educators and community advocates.
It seems that way.
Anything else before we move on?
Well, they end their Why Choose Us section with a simple but powerful statement.
Okay.
We genuinely love what we do.
Now that's the kind of passion you want to see.
It does make you wonder what kind of experiences have their customers had with this company.
Well, we know they have tons of awards and glowing reviews,
Mm-hmm.
but let's delve into those real-life stories next.
Okay.
We'll be right back. All right, so we've talked a lot about Critter Wranglers' reputation and their approach, but sometimes the best way to really get a feel for a company
Yeah.
is to hear from the people they've helped.
The people on the ground.
Exactly. Like those real-life experiences can be so insightful.
Absolutely.
And luckily, Critter Wranglers has a bunch of customer testimonials on our website.
Oh, perfect.
So let's take a peek, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay, so one customer writes, "They keep my ants away every summer.
Nice.
Short and sweet. But you know what? Sometimes that's all you need.
Exactly.
Ants are a real pain.
They are.
And it sounds like Critter Wranglers solved the problem."
Took care of it.
Yeah. And speaking of happy customers, another one raves about outstanding service and great technicians.
I love that.
Seems like Critter Wranglers is hitting all the right notes.
Yeah, it's interesting how many reviews mention the technicians specifically.
I noticed that too.
It's almost like they become part of the family.
Right.
Makes the whole experience feel more personal.
For sure.
And less like you're just another service call.
Exactly. And here's another one that caught my eye. Top-notch service from a top-notch company. Thanks.
Wow.
You can practically feel the relief in that testimonial.
I know, right?
They're definitely not holding back the enthusiasm.
Definitely not.
Okay, last one. Great guys, very knowledgeable and capable.
Awesome.
It's great that they're not just effective, but also come across as genuinely nice people.
Yeah. Makes you feel good about supporting their business.
Totally.
And it all circles back to what we talked about earlier, that
Yeah.
sense of trust and community.
It does. So taking all of this into account,
Yeah.
the awards, the services, the customer feedback,
Right.
what's the big takeaway for our listener who's considering Critter Wranglers?
I think the key takeaway here is that Critter Wranglers seems to be more than just a pest control company.
Right.
They're problem solvers, they're protectors, and they really seem to care about the customers and the community.
I agree. They've kept the skills, the experience, and the heart.
They do.
But as with any service provider,
Yeah.
the most important question is, do they align with your values and priorities?
Exactly what matters most to you when choosing someone to come into your home
Right.
and handle something as important as pest control?
Maybe it's effectiveness above all else. Or maybe it's about finding a company that uses safe methods and cares about the environment.
Right.
Or maybe it's that personal touch and a sense of trust.
Important factors.
Whatever your priorities are, we hope this deep dive has given you the information you need to make an informed decision.
We hope so.
Remember, whether you're facing like a minor ant invasion or a full-blown critter takeover, there are solutions out there.
Absolutely.
And companies like Critter Wranglers prove that you can get the job done right without sacrificing your values or your peace of mind.
Well said.
So until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.
Thanks for joining us.